What's going on YouTube, it's Filthy and we're back with another video. Diablo 4 PTR for Season 4 has been well underway. I've been doing some playtesting, I've got some thoughts, 5 awesome things that I think are really improved in this game moving forwards. Before we do jump into that, as always guys, a thumbs up brightens my day, and a quick word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Outplayed app. Outplayed is the ultimate video capturing app for gamers, allowing you to automatically capture your best in-game moments and biggest plays. For example, like finding my first unique item on the Diablo 4 PTR, Frostburn gloves, very nice. Felt so good to find a unique in World Tier 2, which is of course a new feature of this patch cycle for Diablo 4, and with Outplayed you will have these moments captured to share with friends or to use in your own content. Record your gameplay, edit it with the inbuilt video editor, share it all completely for free. Specifically to Diablo 4 is an absolutely fantastic interactive map with events, quests, all the kind of in-game information you could ever want. It's a really handy tool for players to use, and I did use it during the PTR cycle. Outplayed is a very impressive piece of software, so why not grab the app today by using the link in the description or the pinned comment completely for free, so you can record some clips, share them with clanmates, friends, or start your journey into content creation. Thanks again to Outplayed for sponsoring today's video. So I think the first change that I'm really happy with, the first awesome thing, and I've put this number 1 because I think it impacts like everybody who's going to come and play this game, which is that Helltides have been opened up into World Tier 1 and World Tier 2. Now, in my previous experiences of leveling characters on Diablo 4, I've kind of found myself wishing my time away to World Tier 3 because Helltides for me have always been more fun than doing dungeon runs. And I'm pleased to say that Helltides 2.0 are much improved. This is a great way to level, you get tons of XP. They've made changes increasing the density, it's juicy, there's lots of monsters, there's lots of items dropping, albeit like items in general have been reduced, but this is still probably a really good way to get it. It's very chaotic, there's lots of events, you've got a bar that fills up. When you fill it up, it'll spawn more difficult enemies, there's huge things that jump out the ground and puke enemies everywhere, and I really like the risk reward thing, you know, playing it on World Tier 2, which is obviously a bit more challenging. You collect cinders as you go. Do you want to try and save them for the end of the Helltide to get the really big XP boost from opening chests, or do you want to try and open chests as you go? I really like the fact that you can target farm your gear, opening chests for weapons, armor plates, chests, jewelry, whatever it is, and ultimately I think that whole kind of like 1 to 50 journey is going to be far more fun in this game moving forwards, which is a big thing because obviously coming into a new season, making a new character, you want to just have as much fun as possible immediately, and playing Helltides 1 to 50 I think is going to be way more fun than doing dungeon runs. I think the improvements to Helltide are really good, and I do think even in World Tiers 3 and 4 we're going to spend a lot of time in here just farming for resources and just having fun blasting things in kind of like that kind of random classic Diablo fashion. So for me this is probably the biggest and best change of the whole kind of patch. The second one, which the only reason I'm putting it at number 2, is the pits, which are essentially greater rifts from Diablo 3. The reason I'm putting this as the second thing is because whilst this is a fantastic thing for the game, it is adding that randomly generated content that I think this game has been sorely missing, because for me when I think of Diablo I always think about those random levels that are generated. So having greater rifts in the game is fantastic, but unfortunately it is not something you can jump into at level 1, World Tier 1, World Tier 2. You're going to need a fairly juiced up character and some playtime and a build behind you before you go into these, because they do start at monster level 100. Of course, how proficient and how skilled you are with the game will mean how early you can jump into these. If you're really good at the game with a good build knowledge, you've got all the items that you can find, you know, maybe you found some uniques early, you can jump into this fairly quickly. And for other people you might have to be much closer to that kind of like level 90, level 100 mark. Again, we're going to have to see whether they make any changes and whether they play it out. Ultimately it's fun. You do have to find materials like keystones from Diablo 3 almost to be able to enter. Your reward at the end, you don't get many items, but your reward at the end is some of these more crafting materials so that we can masterwork up our items. This is very much an end game system, and I do think again it's really something that Diablo 4 has been crying out for, because at the end of the game, once you get your character to 100, once you've kind of getting to a lot of playtime. There's generally not that much to do in Diablo 4, so having this whole tiered system that goes, I think, all the way to like tier 200 or something insane is going to give people a lot of content to play through. But also the whole masterworking, which we'll touch on later in the crafting in the next point, actually, is going to give you something to do. So overall, randomly generated maps, killing monsters, I just think it's fantastic. The fact that the background changes, the mobs changes, no two of these rifts are the same. This is a really nice addition. I hope in the future that they open this up maybe to being a little bit more accessible earlier on. Maybe monster level 50 is where this starts, just so that you can play through your journey up to like kind of like World Tier 3. I think if it opened up then, I think that would be better for the game, because again, it just gives more people more things to do, but still a really good addition to the game. Okay, now the third fantastic and awesome thing coming is basically the crafting system, because upgrading your gear in this game previously was not particularly exciting. It just kind of juiced up the stats a little bit. Obviously it was something you kind of had to do throughout your kind of gear progression. But I think the fact that now we've got this tempering system, so you find plans, the tempering will affect the way that the items interact with your builds. That can be things like increasing the size of Frost Nova, increasing the number of projectiles on Bone Spear, or whatever it is. And it's on a kind of lucky dip system. You're not always going to get what you want. You might have to take several cracks at it. But I think this is good because it adds some variety in terms of how you're going to play. There are certain things that you're going to want, certain things that you're not going to want. Do you keep a piece of gear that you kind of upgrade and it doesn't get exactly what you need, but it's still going to be better than what you've got? I think this is adding a little bit of kind of variety, and that's like available throughout the game. Now again, as you get into the pit, as you do these pit runs, as you get the materials, you can then masterwork your items. This is a little bit similar to the old style upgrading, where it just kind of improves the stats. But every fourth masterwork, so at levels 4, 8 and 12, you get this huge stat increase, which again is going to be quite RNG heavy to get kind of what you want on the tempering system. You're going to have to find your greater affix gear. You're going to want to then have your masterwork roll on the correct thing. And I think this kind of like end game loot chase, perfecting your build, is probably going to take an awful lot of time. So again, going back to the fact that there was not that much to do really once you got to the end of the game in Diablo 4, I think the pit in combination with this crafting system, I think is going to give people a really end game build goal to kind of really chase after, and that's going to be pretty nice. So the fourth awesome thing is just the kind of general item change. I think the fact that less items drop in this game overall is a good thing. I found it more fun to play through, the fact that I wasn't having to constantly check through all of my inventory all the time. This again, coupled with the improvement of the affixes, they've reduced the number of affixes on stuff, they've made them more powerful. It is much simpler to read items, which is nice, but also combining this with the codex change has been pretty powerful, because now when you salvage legendary items, it will just upgrade your codex. So it's like a progression system. So instead of where you had to always hang on to things just in case the legendary power was slightly better, you might want to strip it off an item, put it onto a better base. Now, if you find a legendary item that's got the codex power you want, when you salvage it, it just kind of upgrades it. So each higher level codex power you find, each higher level legendary you find, improves your codex over time. So again, this is something you can jump into at level 1. With the Helltides, you can go and level there. You necessarily don't have to have quite the pressure to go and get all the codex from the dungeons done, because obviously all you need to do is find one copy of a legendary, and that negates the needs to go and do the dungeon. I think that is good, because some of these dungeons are still a little bit clunky, can be time consuming, and just aren't that much fun to play through. So I'm much more up for jumping into the Helltides, leveling 1 to 50 that way, just playing with what the game gives me, and then I know I can upgrade my codex as I go. And in general, items are just much more fun, much more engaging, interesting, simple. I think, again, playing through this game is just going to be a better experience for the players. Okay, now the fifth awesome change for me is a big one. I like playing Necromancer, and minions being greatly improved is fantastic. They actually do damage, which is really nice. I've been leveling a Necromancer, playing a bit of Corpse Explosion with a bit of minions. Really pleased to see that it looks like we're going to get some end game minion builds. There, I'm sure, could still be improvements to it. I think the AI for the minions could be better, but at the end of the day, this is now something that has come back to the game on the table. Initially in very early Diablo 4, I can't remember whether it was either the testing or launch, minions were actually really good. They nerfed them considerably, and I'm really pleased to see that we're actually getting some minion love, so that if I want to make a minion necromancer, I can play through the game. I don't feel like I'm really butting my heads against something that is really inefficient. So fantastic to see this come in. Now, of course, there's still a lot of improvements that Diablo 4 can make. Making dungeons, if we could redesign some of them and make them a little bit less kind of gross to play, just with like their general layouts, I'm sure that's going to be on the agenda to do. Of course, we do need to do nightmare dungeons to upgrade our glyphs still, so they are going to be part of the game. But it is pleasing that instead of them being pretty much the most focus of the end game, to being a kind of smaller portion of it, with the Helltides being better, with the pit coming in. So I think that is good for the game. I would still like some really basic things from Diablo 3, like increased pickup radius. It is still a little tedious sometimes to run over and pick up all the little orbs, or the little things that drop in the whisper bounties. Pickup radius, please just add some. And I still think crowd control is overtuned in this game. I would like less crowd control from monsters, because it can sometimes get on top of you. But overall, I think this is a great patch. I mean, I could have picked many more things. It looks like there's some really interesting builds out there. Whirlwind, Dust Devils, Frost Nova, Perma, Freezing, Frozen Orb stuff. I really do think this game is moving in the right direction. I think it's a great patch. I'm personally going to come back and play Season 4 100%. Actually excited to get in, get a character to 100, improve my gear through the pits. I think this is going to be pretty good. And of course, we don't even know what the season theme is for Season 4. So there is going to be some extra mechanic. I think ultimately, if the game just went to live with no season mechanic, I'd be quite happy with the progress that's made. So the fact that we're going to get something additional on top could be good. Hopefully it's a really good banger season theme, more in line with Season 2 than maybe Season 3, but we will have to kind of wait to see. But overall, if you are thinking about coming back to Diablo 4, like me, you're a player who's bounced in and out of it, I do think this is going to be a good time to come back. Let me know your thoughts. Did you play the PTR? What did you think was the best change Blizzard have made? I've been the Filthy Casual. Take it easy, guys. Peace.